Hello everyone, today we are going to be going over our page for NBT2 and for NBT3. These worksheets again are in your math packet that you have been given. We're going to work through, on the left you'll see my work and on the right you'll see the questions. This lesson should probably take around 30 minutes. You can use it to work through your questions or you can use it as a self-check as you finish. So let's jump right in. Number one, what is the expanded form of 82,014? Expanded form means we are simply taking this number that they have given us and we are breaking it into the values of each and putting it into an addition problem. So we'll first start with our largest place value here. So I have my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. So this 8 is in the 10,000s place. So this is 80,000. If I move over to my next value, I have a 2. It's in the thousands place. So this is going to be 2,000. Move into my hundreds. I don't have anything in my hundreds. I do not need to put anything here. I don't need to put +0, nothing. Leave that part out. Then I move into my tens place. How many tens do I have? I have 1, so I'm going to add 10. And then I have my 4 in my ones place, which is equal to 4. So 80,000 plus 2,000 plus 10 plus 4. So if I go and I look at my answer choices, we have 80,000, 200, 10, and 4. Not what I'm looking for. 8,000, 2,000, 10, and 4. Well, even if I added my 8,000 and 2,000, that's only going to give me 10,000, so that's not enough. Here, 8,000, 210, and 4, it's not going to give me enough. It's going to give me 8,214. Here we're looking at 80,000, 2,000, 10, and 4, which is what matches with our work. So your answer should be D. Number 2, what is the standard form of 300,000 plus 50,000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 6? So standard form means that they just want it in normal numerical number form. So here you can look at each digit or each number and place the correct number in the right place, or you can actually stack them up and add them all together. So when I add all these together, you can see I have zeros here. Right? Ones, I should have a 6. The tens, I should have an 8. Hundreds, I should have a 9. I don't have anything in the thousands place. Here I have a 5 in the 10,000s place and a 3 in the 100,000s place. So this is the answer I should be looking for. 350,986. $350,986. C. Number 3. What is the standard form of 28,592? Right? When we have word form here, I'm going to give you guys a hint if you have forgotten. Anytime it actually tells you the value, that's where you're going to put your comma. So I have 28,000, so that's where I put my comma, 592. That also comes into play and can help when you're reading a number when you know what to say. So like 28,592. So I should be looking for B right here, 28,592. Number 4. What is the expanded form of 40,963? Now remember, expanded form is taking these digits, breaking them into their place value, and putting them into an addition sequence. So here I have 40,000. I have nothing in the thousands place, but I have a 900. Then I have a 60. Then I have a 3. So when you add them back all together, you should get what you started with. So we're looking for 40,000 plus 900 plus 60 plus 3. So you should get A for your answer for this one. 40,963. All right, we're going to slide on over to number 5. All right, so I'm going to move my paper over so we can continue working. Number 5. Which of the following statements is true? So we need to look at each one of these and see if it's accurate. 47,987 is greater than 32,891. Okay, so looking at this one, remember you need to go through and check each one because you could overlook something or make a careless mistake. So we are looking for which one is true. So this was A, 47,000. Just looking at our thousands and 10,000s place, I automatically know that this is larger than this one. So A, I'm going to put an M for maybe, so I know that I've worked it out and that I can go back and select that as my answer if all the other ones prove to be incorrect. 46,891 is greater than 46,982. So here we have 46,000, here we have 46,000. So we can't use these numbers to compare. So let's go to our hundreds place. We have an 8 and we have a 9. 9 is larger, so this is not correct. So I'm going to slash that trash. For C, 45,892 is less than 44,892. So here we have a 4 in my 10,000s, a 4 in my 10,000s. So we're going to look at my thousands place. We have a 5 and we have a 4. So this is going to be larger. So this number as a whole is larger. So this is incorrect. Let's check D just to make sure. 50,001 is less than 49,900. Oops, running out of room on my paper. 87. That's a 50. So here I'm comparing 50,000 and 49. 50,000 is larger than 49,000. So this is not it. So my correct answer is A. Number 6. I need to compare 238,982 with 233,994. Now I wrote them on top of each other just so I can compare digits on top and bottom. So here, 2 and 2, those are the same, so that's not going to help me come to my answer. 3 and 3, those are the same, that's not going to help me come to my answer. Both of these had 6 digits. That's why I automatically just started in my hundred thousands place. Here I have an 8 and I have a 3. 8 is larger, which means this number as a whole is going to be larger. So when I write it, you should have a greater than sign in your blank. 238,982 is greater than 233,994. So this one should be B as my answer. Right, moving on to number 7. All right, there were 115,348 people inside the stadium. How many people is that in standard form? So again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at this in word form. First, we have 115, and then it gives me my word thousand, which means that's where I'm going to be putting my comma. So I'm going to write 115 first. Then I put my comma. Continue reading it. It says 348. So I have 115,348. I'm going to look on my paper, 115,348. So I should be looking for C for my answer. All right, last one on this page, number 8. Which number is greater than 375,209? So here I need to take my word form, put it in standard form, and then find which one is greater than that. So here I have 375,209. So I'm looking for a number that's bigger than this number. So 75,000 is not going to be larger. 374,000 is not going to be larger. 99,000 is not going to be larger. So here, 376,003 is larger. So your answer should be D. 376,003 is larger. All right, now we are going to move on to our last page for this week. NBT3, and I'm going to move my paper so we can have a blank space to work. Again, this is for .NBT3. Here we're going to be rounding on the first question. So number 1, it says round to the nearest tens place. So my number is 78. We're going to the nearest 10. So I need to go to my tens place. I'm going to underline that digit. Find your number. And then I'm going to look to the right. 5 or more. We raise the score. This number has to go up by 1. Four or less, my underlined digit stays the same. We say 4 or less, let it rest. And then all the numbers to the right turn to 0 with the fright. So here I have a 7. I look to my right, it's an 8, which means it is 5 or more because 8 is higher than 5. So my underlined digit 7 needs to go up by 1. So 7 plus 1 is 8. All the digits to the right run to 0 with the fright. They turn into a 0. So this one, this 8 should become a 0. So it would turn into 80. You can also think 78. If I'm rounding to the nearest 10, is the nearest 10 going to be 70? Or is the nearest 10 going to be 80? If I were going from 78 to 70, I would have to go 8 jumps on the number line. If I was going 78 to 80, I only have to go 2 jumps on the number line. So whichever way helps you, 5 or more raise the score, 4 or less let it rest. All the numbers to the right turn to 0 with the fright, or you can just think about it in terms of a number line. So for number 1, my answer should be A, 80. Number 2, which number below rounds to 40? So let's look. A, we're looking at 32. Is 32 going to be closer to 30? Or is it going to be closer to 40? This one is going to round to 30 because it's closer to 30. For B, 45. Is 45 going to round to 40, or is it going to round to 50? Remember, 5 or more raise the score. So this 4 is going to become a 5, so it's closer to 50. C, 43. Is it closer to 40 or 50? It's closer to 40, so this is a maybe. And then D, 51. Is that closer to 40 or to 50? This is obviously closer to 50. So my correct answer should be C, 43. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Round to the nearest hundreds place. So we have the number 389. We're rounding to the nearest hundreds place, so I need to find my hundreds place. 3. So is this 300 going to be closer to 300, or is this 3 going to be closer to 300, or is it going to be closer to 400? Find my number. Look to the right. 5 or more raise the score. I have an 8, so this is going to go up to a 4. And then these 2 digits will turn into a 0. It is closer to 400. So my answer should be 400. So B. Number 4, which does not round to 200. So we're trying to find the one that does not round to 200. So if I'm looking at A, 163, is that closer to 100 or 200? Well, I'm changing the hundreds place. I'm looking at the hundreds place. So if I were to round this one would round to 200. So that's not my answer, because remember, we want one that does not round to 200. B, 221, sorry. Find my number, look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. 2 is less than 4, so this number is going to stay the same. And then all the numbers to the right turn to 0. So that's going to round to 200. So it's not this one, and it's not this one. So let's look at C. 150. We're rounding to the hundreds place here. Look over at my 5 or more, so this has to go up by 1. All the numbers to the right turn to 0. So that is also going to be round to 200. So that can't be it. So let's check our last one. D, 266. Find my number, look to the right. This is higher than 5, it's 5 or more. So this has to go up 1. So this is going to round to 300. So for number 4, your answer should be D. All right, let's take a look at number 5 now. There were 678 people at the game. To the nearest 100, how many people were at the game? 678. Find my number, it's in the hundreds place. Look to the right, 5 or more, so I gotta raise the score. So this 6 becomes a 7, and my 2 place values spots to the right turn into zeros. So it's gonna be 700, B. Number 6, round to the nearest thousands. 7,328. Find my number, look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. This is a 3, which is less than 4, which means our underlined digit stays the same. And then my 3 spots to the left or to the right turn to 0. So my answer should be B, 7,000. Number 7, which number below rounds to 6,000? So we're looking for 6,000. So first we have 6,792. I'm going to go ahead and write all these down. Okay, we're looking for it to round to 6,000. So I find my number, look to the right. This is a 7, which means it is higher than 5. 5 or more, raise the score. So this is going to go up 1. So this number is going to round to 7,000. Here I have 5 in my thousands place. Look over, it's a 7. So 5 or more, raise the score. So this number has to go up by 1. So it would round to 6,000. I'm going to put an M for maybe. We could have made a mistake, but we're going to double check. Find my thousands place, look at my hundreds. I have 4 hundreds here, which means 4 or less, let it rest. This 5 stays the same. It's going to rest and stay the same. My 3 places to the right turn to 0, so that's going to round to 5,000. Here, 6,000. Looking at my hundreds place, 5 or more, raise the score. This one is going to go up to 7,000. So my answer should be B, 5,722. And our last question for this week's math sheets, round to the nearest 100. So we have 2,458, round to the nearest hundreds place. So I find my hundreds place, which is this 4. I look to the right, it is a 5. 5 or more, you have to raise this circled number up by 1. So this 4 becomes a 5. The 2 here stays the same. And then all the digits to the right turn into 0. So my answer should be D, 2,500. Oh, there were 2 questions hiding from me. We got 10 on this page. All right, let's do these last 2. Which does not round to 8,000? We have 8,842, 7,542, 8,325, 7,992. We're looking for one that does not round to 8,000. So we're going to be looking at our thousands place on each of these. Find my number, look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. So this one's going up to 9,000. Find my number, look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. So this 8 or the 7 is going to become an 8. Find my number, look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. This is a 3, so this 8 is going to stay the same. 7, looking at a 9. 5 or more, raise the score. So this 7 goes up to an 8. So which one does not round to 8,000? Your answer should be A, because A rounds to 9,000. The other 3 round to 8. And then our very, very last question, number 10. We're taking the number 7,326, and we are rounding to the nearest 100, which means our hundreds place. Find my number. Look to the right. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. This is a 2, which means our 3 is going to stay the same. Our 7 is going to stay the same because we're rounding to the hundreds place, so the thousands isn't changing. Then the 2 digits to the right turn to 0. So your answer should be B, 7,300. Hope this video is helpful for you. If you need to go back and watch it a couple times, please do. You are welcome to contact your teachers if you have questions about the work. You can always talk to them on Zoom, email, Edmodo. We are here to help you guys in any way that we can. Please let us know if you need anything at all. Have a great day.